Ladies and gentlemen, spectators around the world, welcome to the premiere episode of Trading Shots presented by ASTRO Gaming. Talking currently is your host with the most, Jack Dunlop, but you can call me Courage, and today we have some Call of Duty World League action to discuss. So you viewers at home know, Trading Shots is a debate show meets a game show where our players will argue their positions concerning relevant CWL topics to earn points. It's simple. Make a good argument, earn some points. Sound dumb on air? Mainly Maven? And I'm taking some points away. It's all up to me, so our players better come ready. But let's not wait any longer. It's time for First Blood. Now, since this is a new show and we're getting into the midst of the Pro League, we have to go back and first talk about Division A. First thing to mention, no team is undefeated. Optic Gaming couldn't go a perfect 7-0. Rise Nation looked dominant with TJ Haley and Methods showing off their skills. Red Reserve looked like a legitimate threat, and Team Caliber looked vulnerable. So players, I have to ask, what are your thoughts on Division A? What's the biggest takeaway? And guess what? We're starting this one with Maven.
Thank you, Jack. For me, it's Rise Nation, man. You know, they only had 10 days to practice heading into New Orleans. I know they got third place, which is very impressive, but now I think you consider them maybe the best team in Call of Duty right now, and I think maybe even in Division A. I know Optic looked very good, but Rise, I think, has a higher ceiling. The way they've been improving, it's been phenomenal. And really, for me, it's been TJ Haley. This kid's a nut. Right now, in Search and Destroy, he has a 1.74 KD. He's almost beating teams by himself. With the way Methods has been playing, specifically in Hardpoint, really just the respawns overall, you feel like if Methods is playing like that, and TJ is playing like that in Search and Destroy, they can hang with any team. I think this is a very scary opponent for any roster right now in the CWL. And for me, I'm excited to see where they can go. It's a likable team. It's a very talented team. I think the sky's the limit, man.
Okay, I like the argument. You definitely bring up some good points, but Benson, I've got to hear your piece.
Honestly, I actually agree with Maven there on Rise Nation, but it is worth mentioning, I don't think that is the biggest surprise for me. I look at a team like Red Reserve, for example, who a lot of people consistently underestimate coming through. I mean, they give up to Gaming their first loss. They look fantastic. I believe their hardpoint on London Docks is now at 12-2 overall as a map record, which is truly astonishing. Obviously, a lot of people talk about, oh, you know, Team Caliber, their record, Arden. Well, TK on the flip side is another team who, honestly, I think disappointed me a little bit. I really thought that their two high performances, the last two majors, were going to really follow through into the regular season. Not saying that they aren't performing well, because of course they are. They're still, you know, on that top side of the table. But I really thought they would be number one at this point, Jack.
Well, you both bring up some good points. I do want to say, Maven, hearing what Benson has to say with Team Caliber and mentioning Red Reserve,
sure,
those are standouts for a lot of people right now. You're not on the same boat with him. You're still sticking with Rise?
No, I'm sticking with Rise. I think Red's been fantastic. I think it's interesting because Rise and Red are similar stories in the sense they both went off in New Orleans, and people are like, hey, are we going to see this same squad from both of them when we come into Division A? And I think to some degree you have, and you have seen both improve. But to Ben's point, I guess maybe we might be on different sides of Team Caliber. Yes, they've gone to a lot of Game 5s, but for Team Caliber fans and for most viewers, I don't think you have anything to worry about yet. Yes, some teams are maybe starting to catch up, but they may still be the team to beat. I will make the argument that Rise right now, for me, might be the best team in Division A, but Team Caliber, I don't think you need to be worried yet. I know it's a lot of Game 5s, but you've still only lost one of those. You got reverse swept in a final match of Division A's first couple of weeks. I think you still feel good if you're Team Caliber. They have a very strong team. They still have the clutch factor. They still have the talent. They still have the poise. I still feel good about TK.
Here's the thing, Jack.
Yeah.
Clint said one very, very important word there, which was yet. Yeah, that word sums up TK. How long is this going to last, though, Clint? That's the question. Is it going to be, you know, the next couple of weeks? Are they going to win Stage 1 playoffs, do you think? Or are they going to win the next major? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. They're being taken to all of these Game 5s. They're being outslayed now in Hardpoint, which is a huge, huge issue. Yes, okay, they're still winning some of those games where they are being outslayed, but traditionally, you know as well as I do, Clint, when teams start getting outslayed, they're going to start losing. It is as simple as that. Other teams are catching up. Look at Optic Gaming now in Hardpoint. They've learned to watch their kill cams. They've learned to play the game smarter.
The team that just lost 4 straight Hardpoints?
All right.
That's
the thing is, Ben, we're reflecting on the final 2 weeks.
Hey, I'm in charge here! Listen up. I decide the points. You both brought up some half-decent things. But listen, I'm giving the edge to Maven. In First Blood, the points are pretty close.
He's my roommate, Ben.
Okay?
You're screwed.
I have the ability to make up whatever points I want. So for this first one, I'm going to go off a point basis of about 10, right? Your best argument would be 10 points. Congratulations.
Okay.
I'm giving Maven 8 here. He did a good job of bringing up his stats. He also talked about, the strengths of TJ and methods. He did a good job fighting against your argument with TK. Ben, I did like how you brought up Team Caliber and how they've been looking just a little bit more flat. What I wanted to hear from you is how you mentioned their Game 5 win streak is over. You didn't bring that into effect. You mentioned, yes, they did lose that match, but you didn't talk about how the thing that they've been winning most off of and clutching up on big time was their Game 5 S&Ds. They finally lost one. There's a crack in the armor. That's where TK's beginning to falter. Ben, you get 6 points. But you know what? I'm actually going to give you one more because I like your accent. So it's 8-7, Maven in the lead. That just shows you how much power I have here, folks. I can decide the winner based off who I like more. No. Maven with the edge there.
Our host
First
is an idiot.
Blood.
He's biased.
All right, we have a 7-7 score. I'm deducting one from Maven for that point there. Let's get ready to move into our next segment, Search or Destroy. Here's how it will go down. Search or Destroy is like offense versus defense scenarios. I will prompt the question, and whoever goes first gets to decide if they're on offense, aka disagreeing, or if they're on defense, aka agreeing. They will get 30 uninterrupted seconds to make their point before the opposition comes in and counters the argument. So let's get to it. CWL Pro League Division B has kicked off, and surprise, surprise, Team EnVyUs. Yes, you heard me right. Team EnVyUs is undefeated with 3 wins and 0 losses. I don't think we anticipated this, which has led me to this question. Are you searching or destroying Team EnVyUs being able to sustain this success? I'm going to start this one with Benson.
Thanks very much, Jack. I'm going to take the offensive on this one, and I'm sure Clint is going to come in and mention how, Slasher has a 1.59. Yes, Envy, they're undefeated, but you have to look at some of the teams they've played and also who they're going to play against next week. I mean, some of the records, you got 3-1 versus FaZe, 3-1 versus EG, and 3-1 versus eUnited. I would expect Envy to win those games. Maybe outside of the FaZe matchup, you can make an argument that could have gone either way. But who are they going to play next? You look at the games. I mean, yes, you have Epsilon, but you have eUnited, Splyce, and LG. There's no way Envy can keep that going.
Okay, I do like the points brought up. Ben got his uninterrupted time. Now, Maven, I'll let you go next. Are you on offense or defense? Well, it's already been decided. Go.
Yeah, I'm defending this. Envy are phenomenal. We were waiting for them to get into form. When they came together on the Jack and Maven show, we said this will be a top 3 team once they bring it together, and it's coming. We've been waiting on Hoop to be the savior, to be the young gun. You're seeing the potential now. He's coming alive. Yeah, you mentioned Slasher stats. Thank you for that, because he has been God, basically, in this game thus far. Envy is going to be on a reign of terror over the next several years if they keep this lineup together. I have so much faith in this team. It's unbelievable, and I'm not worried about who they're going to face next week. They're going to be fine. LG is their only real test in this division right now.
Done. Whoa! Major statements made by Maven there, and honestly, I think he's reaching way too far. To just have a 3-0 week from Envy, and now they're going to go on a tear for years to come, that right there was just too much to throw his argument out the window. Benson, for this one, I'm going to give you just straight up 5 points. You're now up 12-7 over Maven. It's time for our next topic. This one has to do with one of our more underperforming squads in Division B, and they go by the organization of eUnited. They haven't looked like the team we expect them to be, so players, offense or defense, eUnited are in trouble. Maven, you're starting this one off.
I'm defending. I think they may be in trouble. This team, it isn't even what's going on in-game, Jack. It's what we're hearing after the game. After a map 1 versus FaZe, I hear RCs and Clay just screaming at each other. We run into that in the Pro Lounge as well, where Clay's leaving, RC's going off. Burns seems just frustrated trying to get these guys to talk to each other and figure it out. The chemistry is off. Something's wrong with this team, and I just don't know how you're going to put a Band-Aid on this. It seems like something's broken almost. You add on that the fact they're getting blown out in a lot of their series. I'm worried. I'm really, really worried about this United roster.
Ooh, perfect. 30 seconds. Beautiful stuff, Maven. Benson, your turn.
Yep, I'm going to take the offensive on this one. I don't think there's really much you need to worry about. Yes, there are a few things, but I think they're going to be fixed. Why? Clay's a phenomenal leader. You can never, ever count Clay Sturrout. Anytime someone has in his playing career, he has come back and proven them wrong. He did it in AW. He's done it time and time and time again, and he will do it again this year. You saw the improvement as well, that the listen-ins that United went to, it wasn't as chaotic. They showed signs of improvement, and that's what this league is all about. Clint mentioned this earlier on. It's all about improvement, and eUnited will strive to improve as the weeks go on. They will get better and better and better as the chemistry gets there.
Wow, I do like both points you guys bring up. I will say, I think Clint edge you out a little bit on this one here, Benson. I'm not going to give him 5 points. I'm going to give him 3 for this, and here's why. No mention of strength of schedule that we saw from eUnited in week 1, obviously with one of the stronger schedules. They do have a rough week.
I only have 30 seconds.
And Clint's going to get 2 points now, as he just interrupted me there. Clint, he just keeps bringing himself lower and lower.
Who designed this show? We need longer rounds.
And now we will move on to our third and final topic of search or destroy. It has to do with Splyce. That now has Jurd back for the next week. As everyone knows, Splyce went with a sub in Felony, who performed admirably, but now with Jurd back, the question is, are you on offense or defense? Jurd being the savior for Splyce. Benson, you go first.
I'm going to defend. I feel like I have to. You know, in terms of Jurd's performances throughout his entire career, he's been phenomenal. And on this game as well, fellow had a .88. Is Jurd going to do better than a .88? Yes, I think he will. So automatically you have that improvement. But it goes further than that, right? Not even if you look at the individual performances, you have to look at it as a team. They have so much practice, so much chemistry with Jurd. When you have 100% of your roster, of course you're going to play better. I think Splyce honestly could be a real problem for a lot of teams in their division.
Wow, not even using the full 30 seconds.
Don't
He's got
need
his
to,
one
Jack.
across.
Don't need to.
Benson feeling real confident right now. I've got to say, I like it. I like it. Maven, your rebuttal.
They finished top 12 at New Orleans with Jurd. What's your definition of savior?
Where would they have?
Whoa! Benson!
They end up going
-1.
They end up going 2-2 with Felony. They performed fine. They got a decent weekend. We've talked with Merck and players like TP. If you have a core 3 and you fill in one player who's competent and fills a similar role, you can perform all right. Like, I don't think he's going to be the savior, and all of a sudden this is going to be the best team in Division B. I just don't know how you define that. I think they're going to be fine. I think maybe they'll come in and improve a bit, but is he all of a sudden going to save them and they're in the first place spot and they're the best team in the world? No, it's Jurd.
That's it. That's it. Time is up. That ends our final search or destroy segment. Benson, admirable attempt, but I'll be honest, Maven won with the first point he brought up in his argument. Even with Jurd, Splyce placed top 12 at the CWL New Orleans Global Open. Maven, you get 10 points for that one, my friend. I like
Where
how
would they have placed
you
with
got
Fellow?
right to the point.
Jack, where
you
would they
got
have
right
placed
to the
with Fellow?
point. Please stop interrupting me. It hurts my feelings. It's time to go to our final segment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our last topic of the day, the last chance to earn points. It's time for the grand finals. Division B is in the books, and we're looking forward to week 4. LG is undefeated and at the top of the standings. No surprise there. Team EnVyUs, as we mentioned before, are also undefeated. Pretty big surprise there. FaZe, eUnited, Splyce hold the middle spots, and Epsilon and Unilad rounding out the top 8 with a combined win total of 0. Gentlemen, predictions time. I want a bold prediction. What can we expect for week 4? The Bald Eagle, Maven, will you soar above the clouds or fall flat to the ground? You start the grand final.
Thank you, Jack. Maven here, one of the great analytical minds in Call of Duty. And
No, you're not.
what I'd like to say, you mentioned Luminosity being undefeated. They will not be undefeated by the end of week 4.
Oh my God,
Envy will be sitting atop the standings, high amongst the clouds, like God himself. No, I seriously think Envy's going to take over, man. I think they're going to be in first place. This is my bold prediction. I mean, obviously it's a stretch, but I think Luminosity's going to lose. JCap, I love you. Octane, you're handsome. Slack, you're pretty good at the game. John, you're a freak. But you guys are going to lose at the hands of Temp, Hook, Slasher, and Nikki goddamn D.
Okay. Maven's point. Ben, your turn. What's your bold prediction?
I'm going to stick with my Splyce point from earlier on in the show, to be completely honest with you. I think the addition of Jurd is really going to do them wonders. You look back at the losses they had, Game 5s. I mean, is Jurd going to be a factor in a Game 5? Absolutely he is. I'm not necessarily saying they're going to win those Game 5s if they had Jurd as opposed to Fellow, but I think there's a better chance. Then, of course, you look at their schedule for Splyce, LG, EG, and Envy. Yes, okay, Envy, LG is going to be a little tough. EG should be easier, but I truly do believe in the European squad. I think they can at least steal one of those series against LG and Envy, and that's going to put them in a great spot. Can they go undefeated that week? It's going to be interesting. I think with Jurd, they have the potential.
Does Ben know the definition of the word bold? How was that bold? Hey, we're going to have our full roster back together and we're going to play better. Shocking. Ben, that'd be like me saying Patrick Price might struggle to go positive in a hard point. Like, that's just common sense. That didn't sound like a bold statement. That sounded, I mean, I agreed with what you said, but
Clint,
That's not bold.
There's bold and then there's plain stupid. Your point was over the line and it was just idiotic. I mean, you're saying LG is going to lose to Envy?
Maybe we both need a dictionary.
I mean, maybe at that point, because you went way too far across that line. I think Splyce can go undefeated in their week. If you want a bolder prediction, take that. I think they beat Envy, and I think they beat LG as well. With Jurd, they really are a threat. There's no way, absolutely zero chance in my honest opinion. I think LG is just that dominant. One good point, which is going to be that battle between Octane and Slasher. Slasher's had a phenomenal year this far, and I think that's the key. And I think, honestly, Octane's going to have him in his back pocket. I love Slasher to death, I really do. But I think in that fight between those two teams, LG wins.
I think Envy's going to beat Splyce, so I think that debunks your argument there too. But I don't know. I still feel it was very bold coming from you, Ben. I expected more, to be honest. And I'm sorry for the dig I took. Don't come back at me. I love you.
Here's the thing. Here's the exciting thing. We get to see Envy versus Splyce, as well as Envy versus LG in the final 2 days of matches for Division B. But that sound right there, that horn, signals the end of our show. It is over, and it's time to divvy out the final points. Coming into this, the grand final, Maven did have the slight edge. And in the end, earning another 20 points, our winner will be Maven. The brilliant, bold prediction to cover Envy over LG. I like the thought process behind it. The growth we've seen from Envy. The battle of Slasher versus Octane. Right now, if you look at things statistically, I think Slasher's the only AR that can match Octane's gun skill in game and his ability to rotate on the map. You also bring up Hook and the SMG presence we've seen from him. If he keeps that up, it's absolutely something that, is it bold? Yes, to have Envy beat LG, but is it believable? Absolutely. Ben, the bold prediction of Splyce will get better with their fourth. Guess what? That's the most obvious thing I've ever heard. Gentlemen, it's time. Go ahead, throw on your Astro A40 gaming headsets because it's time for the Smack Talk Winner's Circle presented by Astro Gaming.
I look good.
Here we go.
Benson, unfortunately for you, you will have to just sit there and take it. Maven, your 30 seconds of fame starts right now.
Ben, you've been out for 2 weeks. You were sick, but you were not missed. We had Rich Campbell come in, and he was the epitome of what a desk host should be. Good looking, dressed well, talented. In the green room, he told funny, just great stories. Unlike you, sit there and talk about the Britain. Like, I'm soccer mates, I don't care. Hanging out with Rich was some of the best moments of my life. Ben, I'm kidding. I hated it. Ben, please come back. It was awful. I need Rich gone. Please feel better. I love you.
Wow. Wow. So at the end of it all, the Astro Gaming Smack Talk Winner's Circle winds up being where people can come back together and show their true love. That was a little bit ruthless, but not too bad towards the end. Ben, you better come back next week and get some redemption. Gentlemen, that'll do it for us here. Shots were traded, and CWL was debated. Maven came out on top in our very first episode. For Benson and Maven, I'm Courage. GG's to everyone.